Flory Models daily vlog. Here we are on Wednesday the 14th of October 2015, and today is Shiny Metal Day. Yay! Camera so different angles, as you can imagine. Using this stuff, I've got spray booths coming out my ears. We've got two in front and one behind, so literally trying to get all this stuff out. I have to say, it isn't as smelly as other products. Really loving it. So what are we on about? AK. As you can see, I was just doing the video for it. I have to say, so far I have been nothing but praise for this stuff. This stuff, I'll even put my little sticker there for them, is absolutely fantastic. I don't believe you can put it down onto neat plastic. This is my first findings, if you like, for doing this one. I've been playing with it most of the day. I tried originally to put it down onto a primed surface. To be honest, we've got various different panels and different ways we did it down here as well. We'll speak about this at depth in between the actual painting section of this one, which will be obviously next week. But certainly from my point of view, if you're using this stuff onto neat plastic, yes, it's going to do it. Yes, I don't think you have too much problems, but if you're using the more shiny colours, shall we say, I would highly recommend a primer. Now, I wouldn't recommend, I know it sounds funny, my usual favourite of Stynal Res, wherever it is. Done a runner who disappeared on me. Okay, this is purely because in my testing it kills the finish. Although Stynal Res to look at has a beautiful smooth finish, and don't get me wrong, it's still my favourite primer and I wouldn't use anything else, but from my point of view it kills the metal effect. Alright, so what I ended up doing was, this particular one had a coat of their black base. Now we've used their black base, we absolutely loved it because it gave us a plastic look to the Ducati when we worked on the Ducati motorbike, and also we used it on the F1 on the RB6 car as well. So from our point of view, we know it works well. We know it's got a very nice smooth finish, but it has that look of black plastic. Okay, what it enables this to do is to give you an effect like this. Now I know the cameras hate looking at these things and all the rest of it, and if I actually just turn on my top camera, you can get a bit of a look at it as well. But basically, let me just set myself up so you can see it. There we go. All right, so as you can see on the top cam, this is what we've ended up with. Now this is polished aluminium, and in my mind is probably the finest color I've seen. This stuff is absolutely gorgeous. You can probably see it reflecting in the light, but when you catch it in the cross angle, it's like a mirror, and even side on, you look at it like this, it is absolutely beautiful. It has a fantastic luster, and to be honest, the big thing about this paint and why I've been drawn to it, and the reason I liked it so much, is I put this down at probably 20 psi, not caring how it went down. And to be honest, this side, actually the port side of the aircraft, we just chucked it down as I normally would if I was spraying any type of paint. The starboard side, I tried to do little light gentle coats and work down and tried to make it a bit more precise. And when you look at it, there's no difference between the sides at all anyway. They both look identical. There is no in it. At the top here, to be honest, we had a lot of what would kill Alclad is that cloudy look. You put it down, it was speckly, it looked like it pooled as well, so it was like clumping together, the pigment and all the rest of it. Left it, it's absolutely fine, it's come back, it's a beautiful finish. We had a similar issue underneath the tailplane as well, and it is still absolutely great. So, you know, I can't actually see a downside to this stuff. The other thing as well, I've been handling this for the last couple of hours, and to be honest, I was handling it as I was painting. I finished the front end and grabbed it, and you're like, oh god, and then you look at it and it's, hold on, we got away with it. There's no fingerprints on it or anything else. So from that point of view, I have to say, absolutely loving this AK stuff. All that problems we had before, to be honest, this is a new batch that AK sent me, so we are sort of in part sponsored by them now, but generally from my point of view, you know me, I'll tell you it, warts and all, this stuff I absolutely love. It has worked an absolute treat. Go out and buy it. Now we're into part one of this particular test. It's probably going to be like an hour just on this bit. Then we're going to talk about, which is next, I'm going to be doing the panels. So they're going to be a different color, so obviously we're going to need to actually mask it up. Fun and games. So actually what we're going to do is mask up, see if it peels a layer off like Alclad does, so you can see tape marks and everything else. I hope not, otherwise this is all going to be for nothing. Okay, but generally I'm informed it is going to be resistant to absolutely everything. But just my finding at the moment is it needs a primer. It prefers a primer. If you want it to be a shiny finish, then don't use a normal Stynal Res or a normal primer that you might get from anyone, okay? Use a black primer. Their black base is very good. Obviously it's designed for it. I've used it with this one, but I think any type of black gloss would work very, very well. It's just that this stuff isn't glossy. It's somewhere in between. It has like a satin look to it. It's very nice, but it obviously worked extremely well on here. So as you can see, coming along very nicely thus far. I can put, just thought of something as we speak. It'd be interesting to put these on because hopefully we'll see the colour of these, because these aren't white. But there we go. It will give you, it should make the silver pop even more, putting that with it. Okay, so as you can see, it looks absolutely stunning and fantastic. And in some ways it's a little bit too good, because when I first started it, it was a case of, right, okay, I didn't want it to be too shiny. I didn't want a chrome one or anything else like that. So that's why I sort of didn't think the polished aluminium would work as well as it has. It's actually worked more. I wanted it to be shiny, but I wanted it to be sort of, you know, a polished aluminium. I just thought the polished aluminium just wouldn't be as good as it is. It's a little bit too shiny for my liking, but I'm hoping with weathering and that we can knock it back. But to me, if you handed me that, I would think it's metal. It looks like metal. It has the luster of metal. It seems to be as tough as nails, or is so far from me handling it. No problems with it whatsoever, and thoroughly enjoying it. Not much smell. Usage wise, yes, we're going through quite a bit of it. We've used half a bottle to do this one, but if I'm honest, we've been using it in testing and doing other bits and pieces as well. But it is certainly cracking through it at quite a nice rate. But it is giving me the best finish I've had of any metallizer and all the rest of it. So join me, obviously, hopefully, as we make our way through this build and we don't have any problems with it. But so far, absolutely going fantastic. Part 3 of that is up on the site now. To be honest, if you're ever wondered about, I should say, rescribing and sanding, have a look at that one. We talk about where we filled in the hole in this one, how to get a total perfect finish, which you didn't know. And we talk about freehand scribing, which is, as I said, when we did the scribing tutorial, I think I mentioned it, something that I've been practicing recently, and I'm just about getting there now. So I show you about how to handle your scribing tools. Doesn't matter what it is. I use a pea cutter, we use razor blades, we use razor saw blades, things like that, and showing you about popping them in. And to be honest, that's what is, I know this is why I bite the bullet, because I haven't looked myself, but this was all done up here, round here, underneath, and everything completely freehand with the said technique. And you can see it probably, I think the side was the one we showed on camera, putting all this in to make it, and this is the hole that we've replaced, and everything else like that. So hopefully it does look good on camera, otherwise I just shot myself in the foot. But generally we talk a lot about scribing techniques, putting in the riveting detail, because to be honest, whoops, goes the wing, all this under here is obviously we've put all of this detail all back in down the back end here and everything else. Okay, so a lot of this, especially on this side pit, was all faded, so we popped all the little rivets all back in there because we lost them when we were sanding and, you know, getting rid of the bits and pieces down there. So it's quite an interesting one to see. Somebody asked me the other day during one of our question and answers about using sanding tools. Have a look at this one, because we talk about going through the medium, skinny, and then obviously the green skinny, and then through the sponges, and then finally with the polishing to get your plastic back. And on something like that, it is quite important to do it and make it look as good as you can get before you come in with the paintwork and everything else. So there we go. It's quite a nice one to look at as you see it through there. So there we go, looking very, very nice. Now tomorrow, to be honest, bit of a funny day today. I'm half day tomorrow because I'm going away for the weekend. We're away on Friday, so actually we're leaving on Thursday afternoon. So tomorrow you're going to have your kit reviews up here. To be honest, I've got one already done, which is the Darth Vader Bandai kit, and the other one is we've got the Mobis, which is behind me here, the Battlestar Galactica. I'll get that out, otherwise I'm going to cause a massive accident. But we've got the Battlestar Galactica for you as well for tomorrow's kit reviews. And then obviously there's no show actually on Friday because we're not here. So I'm just sort of pulling it forward a date and everything else like that. All orders and everything up to 2 o'clock on Thursday will be sent out. Anything that's ordered after 2 o'clock Thursday afternoon UK time will actually go out on Monday when we're back, okay, and everything else. So there we go. That's it for today. Hopefully you agree. Absolutely love this. This thing is absolutely gorgeous, coming together. Very excited about trying out, seeing if it masks. I'm really excited about weathering with this one. I don't know why, but I think by the time we get a wash onto this, it should absolutely pop and look stunning. And I'm hoping the wash, because it's clay based, as you know, has a polishing aspect in it because of the particles, should make this even pop even more. So I'm actually really excited to go out and get the wash on this one as well. So far so good. Stay tuned and we'll see how we get on with this one. Obviously on Monday you can catch up with it. So until Monday everybody, happy modelling, take care.